Hey guys, welcome back to another day. If you're new to me, I'm Lisa, a fat foodie on a wellness adventure to lose 150 pounds and get fit enough to travel back to New Zealand for 6 months come 2024. I want to see and do all the things, so I'm dedicated to making that happen. Shall we get started? Hey guys, welcome back. So today is, I don't know, today's been a bit weird. It is actually already 6 o'clock p.m. I didn't sleep until 6 a.m. And then when I got up this afternoon, I don't know, I've just kind of felt off all day. I can't really put my finger on it. There's nothing specifically wrong or any different than any other day. But I don't know, I just feel kind of So my Misfit box has arrived. It is outside the gate and I need to take the dolly out there and go get it. So I need to go get that, and then I can unpack that and I'll show you what's in there. But while I go get that, I'm going to start heating up this soup. So this is, I don't really feel like cooking for lunch. So what I'm going to do, this is some of that chicken and gnocchi soup. And if you saw the last couple of videos where I've talked about that, I made this in the Instant Pot. And I am going to add, I have calculated for the half and half, but I add it when I make it instead of freezing it with it in there. So I'm going to add the half and half to that. And then I have some dark rye pan bread. And I think I'm just going to use one of the herb and garlic tuna pouches with some Tillamook original cream cheese. And then I have some lettuce. And if you saw my video yesterday, I was telling you about the size of the pit in comparison to the avocado. So this is a little, it's a fairly little avocado anyway, but like the pit, once I take that out, it's there's not a whole lot of avocado in there. So I'm going to slice that up. And then I just have a little single serve package of the extra cheddar Goldfish. So I'm going to do a little tuna sandwich, some chicken and gnocchi soup, and the little Goldfish. And then I will unpack the Misfits order. And then I don't know from there. We'll see. I forgot to show you about the what I'm actually doing calorie-wise. So this bread is 110 calories a slice, or 45 grams. And I did just weigh my 2 slices, and they are 92 grams. So I'm very close there. But I wanted to show you a couple of things about this cream cheese. So the reason that I started buying this, Kroger finally started carrying it, is because it has a very, very clean ingredient label. Milk and cream, whey protein concentrate, skim milk, and salt. That's it. A lot of them contain guar gums, xanthan gums, carrageenan, things like that. So this is a very clean cream cheese, and it is 100 calories for 2 tablespoons, or 31 grams. And this is the next part I wanted to show you. If you're not sure of how to reverse weigh, what I do is, now you can see there's a little minus sign over here. So I've put that on the scale and I've made it 0. 25, 31, we want another 6 grams. Okay, I'll show you how to do it. So we're going to say that this container is 0. And then as you take that amount that you want out of the container, this will show you the negative. So I doubt that I can do this one-handed, but so I already have 25 grams that I've taken out. So if I wanted to do the 31 grams or close to that, then I would need another 6. So I'm just gonna see what, okay, so that amount is 4 grams. So I'll just take a little bit more. That's 5 grams. Just get a bit more. It's going to be pretty close. There we go. 6 grams. So that is my 6 grams there. And that plus what I already have on my bread will bring me to the 31 grams, or close enough. It's gone back to 5. I must have just been on the 6. So that is how you can reverse weigh if you don't want to, if you don't want to guess or you don't want to put it into another container. Just take it out of your original container and look for the negative. Since I'm going to have quite a short video today, I'll show you all the cool little tricks. So did you know that if you want to get the pit out of your avocado, all you need to do is push up from the bottom. So it's kind of hard to line up with the camera, but let's see. So if you basically put your thumb there, up, and push up, if your avo is ripe, it'll come right out. So I was going to show you about the avocado and the seasoning weighing, but then I started tending my soup and the scale turned off. So what I've done, I did the avocado in the opposite way. I had the piece of bread with the 31 grams of cream cheese on it, zeroed out the scale, and then I basically just scooped out and chopped up what was in that half of an avocado, not knowing what it was going to be weight-wise. And it turned out to be 44 grams. And then I just put, I wanted about a gram of the homemade Italian, it's in an Italian seasoning container. This is the homemade everything bagel seasoning mix that I make. And so basically I just sprinkled on there until it said 45 grams on the scale. But now I'm going to weigh the tuna. So this particular pack says that it is 110 calories for 74 grams. And so this is saying basically the entire package, the entire contents should be 74 grams. And so what I've done is I've got my bread ready there and I've put that on the scale and just zeroed it out. So I'll put the tuna on the bread and then we'll see how many grams. There we go. I can push that back a little bit. And then you'll be able to see how many grams the tuna pack actually is. I think they've been pretty close. All right, and this packet of Goldfish is 120 calories for what should be 26 grams. Yep, 26 grams. So we'll see what that is. All right, so the Misfits order has arrived, and I am just gonna shoot straight about this. I've been with them 4 years, and this year, this is actually only my 4th order for the entire year. I used to order every month, and I've stopped ordering for a couple of reasons. Some of it is pricing. Some of it is that I don't see as many of the kind of cool things that I was ordering before. I mean, if there was something that I can't get here, then I would create an order so that I could get them. Things like sunchokes and watermelon radishes. And I did order figs this time. I'll show you those in just a second. But in general, I have really slacked off on ordering from them. And I have to say that after this box, which I'm quite, I mean, I'm disappointed in it. And I've already reported the issues, which I'll show you. And, you know, it instantly processed a refund. Like, you didn't even need to speak to anybody. It was just like, here, this has been refunded to your account. So, there's some stuff in here that I can probably salvage. There's some stuff in here that I'm just going to have to give to the chickens. So, okay, let's look at what we got. I ordered their mystery shard bundle. So there is some yellow, red, and white shard in there. Leaves look good on that. I ordered a celery for the Italian wedding soup. And of course, I mean, celery. It doesn't tend to, you can't really go too wrong with that. I ordered some baby bok choy, which these are quite good size. And they look pretty good. Some of them are a little busted up, but again, with bok choy, it's not the end of the world if it's broken. I ordered what they had said were large artichokes. And this is just a comparison, like for me, if I bought this size at Kroger, this would not be a large or a jumbo. So I was kind of surprised at the size. And also, this one is really, if it was in the store, I wouldn't buy it. Because once they start getting this brown, they have substantially dried out. You can still eat them, but they're not as nice anymore. Then I got some rainbow carrots, and I almost always get them from here because I can't find them where I am. So that's one of the items that I do look for, and they're only $1.98 a bag, which is great. Then I got 2 beefsteak slicing tomatoes, 2 English cucumbers. These 2 are actually going to have to be thrown out. They are very squishy. You know, I don't know if you've ever had cucumbers that got frozen and then they thawed out, but the inside of them is just really, really soft. These are, yeah. So those are going to be donated to the chickens. Then in some of the dry stuff, I got some gnocchi, some Japanese seasoning, some blue corn tortillas. I found some chicken broth concentrate and 1 box of just an organic chicken broth. So that was fine. And then we come to the things that I had requested a credit on. So I started this order because there were figs, but like you can see the packaging got smashed and some of the fruit got smashed, and these are actually like super soft. I mean, these are really quite overripe. I could probably make a jam or something out of them, but I wanted like sliced figs for my salad, and this is definitely not them. This container, these are better. So you see that's much firmer. And in here, there's like 4 of them that are much firmer. And then we get into another couple of smashed ones and another couple of really soft ones. So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this one had 8 in it. This one has 7 in it. There are 2 smashed and 1 overripe in here. And this entire container, yeah, even that one's too soft. This entire container's unusable for just eating raw. So then my Radicchio, there's several layers of this that are kind of a little brown and icky. I can peel those outer layers off and use the inside. The blackberry containers got smashed. I've turned them upside down just so that I can see, so I can get some of the smashed berries, a little bit of air underneath there. I don't know. I could probably, again, do like a compote or something with them, but they looked, I don't know. I don't know what, if anything, I'll be able to do with those. And then the pears were quite bruised and things as well. And I think it's because they packaged the dry stuff. So I'm guessing like the lids of the dry stuff maybe contributed to some of this smashing. I don't know. But that is what I have in the box, and I'm going to see what I can use, see what I can give to the chickens, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I just finished our sort of live meeting that I did with Jordan tonight, and I need to decide what I'm going to have for dinner. But I think in the meantime, I'm going to have two. I picked up a couple of bags of mandarins that were on sale. So I think I'm going to have two of these while I decide what to do about dinner. The only thing I know is that I need to cook that artichoke, the one that was quite brown. So I think I'm going to put that in the Chef IQ, or my version of the Instant Pot. And that's going to take 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and get that on while I decide what to do about the rest of dinner. Okay, I have a plan. So this is that artichoke, and you can see it's still much lighter colored in the center, but these outside leaves are not going to be terribly good. All I've done is I've cut the stalk off, and I've cut off about the top 3/4 of an inch, and I'm going to put this in the Chef IQ, or the Instant Pot, for 20 minutes on high pressure, and then I let that do a natural release, which takes about 10 minutes. So it cooks for about 30 minutes in total. And I was trying to think, what did I want to have with it? And I have some little gold beets, and they actually take the same cook time. It's for a whole beet, you want basically 20 minutes. So I'm just going to clean this up a little bit, and I'm going to put that with the artichoke in the Instant Pot and cook those together. Then when that's closer to being done, I'll steam up some broccoli, and I just have a little microwave steamer tray, and I do those for 4 minutes. And then once that's done, I'm just going to have that with a little soy sauce and probably some everything bagel seasoning. So, and then this is a piece of pork loin, center cut loin that I have, and I'm going to cook that in the air fryer. And I was trying to think of what I wanted to have with it. This Skinny Latina sauce, I'm not going to marinate it. I'm actually just going to use it as like a dipping sauce afterwards. But this is only 17 calories a tablespoon, and I quite like it. It's let's see if I can show you what's in there. There we go. So that's what's in there. And it is very vinegar forward. It's very tart, but I quite like that. So for me, this is quite good. I've used it as a salad dressing as well as, like, you know, to pair with meats or vegetables. I actually think I was looking at the asparagus that I have in the fridge, and I think I'm going to do there's a lemon couscous asparagus salad that Gina from Skinny Taste has a recipe for, and I've made it before, and I quite like it. And I think I'm going to do a variation on that tomorrow using the asparagus and using this in the place of like the lemon juice. I think that will be really nice. And you make that with Israeli couscous, which is the big like pearl couscous. Okay, so this is going to take the longest. I'm going to get these washed up and put in the Instant Pot. I actually have a favorite already created in the app, so I just basically need to go in and say, hey, let's cook this artichoke. And then the pork I'm going to do in the air fryer, 400 degrees, 12 minutes, because it's quite thin. And then I'll show you about the broccoli. All right, so this is in the Chef IQ app. Under More, I have my favorites. There's recipes that I've saved. If you go over to Cook Central, these are things that I've created and saved. And so artichokes, Basically, we have 20 minutes on high with a natural release, and all I have to do is tell it to run, and the machine has turned on, beeped at me, and it just needs me to press go. All right, while that is coming up to temperature, this is my Good Cooks microwave steamer. This is really simple. I bought this at the dollar store. I think it was like $5 maybe from Dollar General. So you have a white bottom that you put your water in. I just have a cup of water in there. And then this is your steamer tray, which sits on top. And I have 100 grams of broccoli. And then your lid, which goes on top. And this has a vent. So when I steam harder things like broccoli, I leave it closed. If there's something you want to do a more of a soft steam on, you can open it or put it open part of the way. Now that piece is kind of tall. This doesn't snap down on there at all. It just sits on there. But I think what I'll do is I'll cut this in half just so it's not pushing the lid up. Okay, that's better. So this will go in the microwave just like this for 4 minutes. Because I like my broccoli to still be a little crunchy. If you want it to be softer, then you could put it in for closer to 6 minutes. Okay, so once the artichoke and beet finish cooking, and they still have like 10 to 15 minutes natural release, then I'll put the pork in the air fryer. So this is just the piece of pork. It turned out to be 138 grams. And I've just put some Kinder's salt, pepper, and garlic seasoning on there. I use these little parchment sheets to keep it from sticking to the little rack that I'm going to put it in there on. But basically, I will put this in when the artichoke finishes, so then they're basically done at the same time. And then once there's only a few minutes left, I've got the broccoli sitting in the microwave, and I'll just turn it on closer to the time. All right, welcome to Nightly Recap. So, let's see. Okay, lunch. I wasn't sure what I was going to do about dinner, so I wanted to go ahead and make that quite high calorie just in case, because, the last couple of days, I have been quite under in everything, and so I came into today with a goal to be closer, and I did, but I wanted to make sure that lunch was quite calorie dense. So I actually ended up with 942 calories for lunch, and that was the chicken and gnocchi soup, and then I had the tuna sandwich and the little goldfish crackers. So that was good. That chicken and gnocchi soup is really good. I think I only have one more portion for me. I do have some that I've set aside for my cousins and for Sandy, but I think I have one more for me. Then I had, so then the Misfit market order arrived, and let's see, with some of that, I tried the pears. They didn't look that good, but I also felt sometimes when they've gone that kind of color, I find them to be sort of gritty when it's hard to describe. They were overly soft, but it was still kind of gritty. And I thought, all right, let me try one and see, maybe I can salvage it and make something out of it. So I actually had looking at it, I didn't track it. I did try a bite out of one of the pears, and it was actually pretty bad. So I actually put all of those into the chicken bucket. The cucumbers, like I said, they went into the chicken bucket. I opened up the blackberries and I thought, okay, them being a little smashed is not the end of the world. Maybe I can still do like a compote or something like that. And I ate one of the blackberries. It was not nice. It wasn't, well, it had very little flavor. It was not sweet in the flavor that it did have. It just wasn't good. And then I thought, okay, maybe I can do something with these figs that are too soft. And so one of the ones that was smashed, I just pinched off a little piece of that. And that was not nice either. So, and like I said, I've already applied for and gotten a credit for them, so that's not the problem. But I did end up putting all of that in the chicken scrap bucket. Okay, so then I had the 2 halos, which you saw, and then for dinner, the pork, which was good. That was just cooked with the Kinders. And then I had that with the skinny Latino dressing or marinade. I had the artichoke, always like those. The steamed broccoli with sesame seed, well, the everything bagel and the soy sauce. And then the golden beet. And I melted 20 grams of butter to have with the artichoke. And that was everything there. I did a couple of things. I walked down to the mailbox a couple of times today because trash pickup is on Thursday. And I wanted to just go ahead and I took some boxes down and took a bag down. And then it was quite nice outside, so I spent some time cleaning up the doggy yard. And I had actually started watching a couple of groomers on YouTube, and one of the, like, doing very difficult rescue grooms, severely matted dogs, things like that. And my little one, she gets what I call Wookie feet. She gets, her coat is very weird. So if it gets wet, it tends to do like a cross between matting and cording. So basically she gets like little dreadlocky sort of type hair going on. And when she walks in the grass, and there's a lot of dew at the moment right now, we've got a lot of fog, and her feet get wet, then the longer hair on the feet tend to get all Wookie feet, and if it, yeah. So I figured while it was nice and pretty outside today, I got out my clippers and I cleaned up her face a little bit. I shortened up the top of her muzzle and around her eyes, cleaned up her ears, and took care of the Wookie feet in the front. I generally try and break down grooming over a couple of days with her. She's very good, very, very good at letting me do it, but she hates it. And so instead of forcing her to do it all in one long session, I'd rather do one and have a play session and reward her and let her get just go about her day and then come back and do another one. So I did her front feet today. I'll do her back feet tomorrow. And, but I was thinking about that today, my little Wookie feet dog. Okay, anyway, let me wrap this up. All right, so today I was only 34 calories under, which is great because I'd like to stay within 100 on either side. Protein, I want to be within 10 grams, and I was, so that was great. Carbs and fat, I want to be under, so I missed my carb target today because I was 10 grams over, but that is okay. And I hit my step target today by doing that second walk to the mailbox. And that's it. So, yeah. I am in a better mental space. I don't feel quite so disjointed as I did before. I don't know where that came from, but I did notice, I took my blood pressure and it was over 200 systolic and I think almost 120 diastolic. So there was definitely something going on there as well. And I don't know. But I'm feeling better, mental space, blood pressure's come down. So I don't know where that spike came from. But anyway, we will do it all again tomorrow and see what happens. You guys have a good night.